I'm just a kid and my life is a nightmare. Hello, welcome. If you watched my last video on things I don't like, you'd know that I spent half the video in around 7 minutes just shit talking Cheaper by the Dozen. And I was thinking that it's been around 10 years since I've watched that movie, and maybe I shouldn't make too many judgments before I watch the movie again, even though it's a little too late for that. But you know, I watched it again, and I would say that my view on Cheaper by the Dozen has, somewhat, turned around. I think that it is an underrated movie. It deserves at least a fresh tomato on Rotten Tomatoes. And yeah, I wouldn't say it's my favorite movie, but I'd give it around, a 6.5. That seems fair, 6.5. Anyway, some of my major dislikes of the movie were based on a few, misconceptions, yeah, this is why people should not take witness testimonies too seriously. But anyway, well, sometimes you should take them seriously. It really depends. Anyway, how long? Yeah, that's a whole another conversation. But I thought that they, went back to their old house in their fancy little, cute little small town, and that once the dad quit his job, which was actually a nice little small town. Gotta give it credit, it was a nice little place. But, Maryland, I think it was called Maryland. But, yeah, I thought dad quit his job and they went back to their old place, which didn't make any sense to me. I thought was dumb. And I was like, what the fuck, But, yeah, no, they didn't, which, makes a lot more sense. And, yeah, but dad did quit his job. Though at the end of the movie, the kids were like, no, dad, don't quit your job. Though I think the mom was kind of into it, too, because he's like, honey, you need to be some time at home because you don't leave me with all these kids all the time. Thank you. But because she seems pretty chill about him quitting his job. It's like, oh yeah, your dad's quitting his job today, huh? I'm like, yeah, you're into this. You're even though, yeah, she's like, I'm a career woman now. You gotta be home more. But yeah, he quit his job, which was, I know, because one thing I figured out at the beginning of the movie is that all employees, including coaches of this university, get free tuition for all their kids. I'm like, dude, you have 12 kids. That free tuition is the student loans do exist, but free tuition, come on. I think you should have hung in there. It's funny because they made that decision, he's like, oh, it's too much, you need to spend more time with the kids. But that was a month or something, maybe even less. It was maybe less than 2 weeks after he made that decision. And I'm like, you should, mom's back now from her book thing because you wrote a book and she's a career woman now, So, yeah, she's back now. Maybe you should give this football thing, maybe you can give more time to it now. It seemed dumb to me, but whatever. Also, boyfriend, I thought they were just tormenting him for no reason because I didn't remember him doing anything jerky, I thought he was just, they were just little kids being little assholes, but no, he was actually kind of a jerk, even though I would say he still did not deserve to get his pants lit on fire, That's just my opinion. Yeah, and also dad was not an NFL coach, but a college, university football coach, which actually I just figured out that university college football players, not players, but coaches, coaches get paid a lot of money. Players don't get paid anything, which is probably one of the reasons why they get paid a lot of money, because when you don't pay any of the players, you have some money to pay the coaches. Anyway, but yeah, the top, university football coach I just looked up gets paid $11 million a year. I'm like, dude, that's a lot of money. So Dado was probably making at least $1 million, $500,000, because maybe even more than that, because he was on cable TV for the Fox Sports segment or whatever. He was constantly getting interviewed in a paper and this and that and this and that. So yeah, this is, he was making some cha-change. But yeah, I know it's a fun movie. Well done, I guess. Didn't seem super dated. Besides those kids, those gangster hip hop kids, which were obviously white, that were just, had their latte and they were, making fun of my kid with the red hair and the frog. That's basically me. They were making fun of that kid. And then, you know, the siblings came over, was like making fun of my brother, and they got a fight, and he dropped his latte, he's like, my latte. And also at the beginning of the movie, they like drive past each other, and they look all tough with the hat, the visor that's upside down and like sideways. Classic. Anyway, and Hilary Duff was like, are you sure we're gonna fit into this community? I'm like, oh my god. But yeah, actually I kind of liked Hilary Duff in the movie. Like, you know, she was, you know, pretty level-headed. The other, like, teenage, like, guy was, like, pretty, you know, he was kind of a little bit of a jerky. He was like, oh, my girlfriend, and oh, kids are bullying, boo, woo. One of the major plot holes in that movie is the fact that he got bullied, because he was hot. Hot kids don't get bullied. Like, you have to do something pretty humiliating to yourself to get bullied, which he did. He was just kind of from the farm? I don't know what the deal was, but whatever. Anyway, yeah, but you know, there's the Dylan kid who, you know, yeah, he was there, and he was Beans, and even Steven, and then there's the frog whose name was Beans. I'm not sure if that was related at all. Anyways, Beans died at the end. Spoiler, and Oprah was coming. Just as Oprah was coming, Beans died. Everyone was fighting, and it's like, Beans died! It's like, Oprah's coming. Who cares? But he cared, and yeah, and they're all fighting. And guess what? Oprah didn't come. But yeah, anyways, back to Dylan. Dylan had his birthday party, which normally I relate to, you know, to the extent the red hair kid with the glasses, but like, he brought a live snake. He just threw it in a box. He like threw the box and threw it on the pile. I'm like, that's not good for the snake. Also, everything would have been fine if the snake didn't escape 4 eyes. Like, why did you bring a fucking snake? Like, oh my god, everything would have been chill if that didn't happen, but whatever. I guess, you know, live snakes are cool. Also, he didn't bring the kid to the terrarium. You know, terrariums are expensive. I guess the family, Dylan's family is rich. But, like, you know, if you're gonna get someone a snake out of a terrarium, because terrariums cost a lot of money, and you're just, you know, basically making them obligated to pay all this money for the terrarium. Anyways, bad gift idea on him, but whatever. Anyway, yeah, and I know, like, maybe one of the reasons why I was so, like, not into the movie was the fact that, you know, this move was obviously a major upgrade for everybody involved. Like, majorly, like, free tuition, lots of more expendable income, more room, more opportunities, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, and the kids were just, like, you know, being like, oh, do this, like, that still happened. Mostly that, you know, teenager boy, but whatever, all the other kids were doing, besides Hilary Duff. Good on her. But, and I'm like, my move was not good for anybody involved. It was just a major downward, like, spiral into shitland. It was not good, and it was, yeah. Anyways, I don't want to, you know, air too much of my dirty laundry out on the internet. But yeah, it was terrible, and it was not good for anybody ever, and it's just been getting, yeah, enough about that. But then, you know, these parents who, you know, are willing to listen to their kids and, you know, love them, and they're both together, and they're both stable and loving and nice, and the kids are just, and they're pretty much, you know, rich, and everything's great, and they, you know, can't stop complaining. Also, it's only like, their old town's like a bus ride away, not a bus ride, but like a train ride and a car. Like, it's only a couple hours away. Like, well, anyway. Yeah, so, like, and it was funny because, like, like, Steve Martin and, you know, Mom or whatever, they had, like, the most, like, G-rated, short, and, like, mellow kind of argument, if you can even call that, ever. And the daughter was like, are you guys getting divorced? I'm like, oh, sweetie, that's so cute. You haven't been exposed to, you know, pain yet. But, you know, I guess I can't say she wasn't exposed to pain, because she was hit in the head with a dart. But, you know, whatever. But yeah, also, the oldest daughter, who was like, you know, 22, she was 22, lived with like a guy, and they had that nice apartment. They were renting that nice apartment, and I was like, oh, made me jealous of the 2003, because nowadays, probably for the same amount of money, you'd get 200 square three, even though I'm not sure what kind of job she had. I know he was into acting and she was doing something. It wouldn't really, now, even so, nowadays at 22, you can't get a good job doing shit, and she probably just, you know, yeah, maybe, anyway, it made me jealous for 2003, even though, you know, there's not as many gay rights and, you know, technology and blah 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 and all that stuff. But even so, it made me jealous for 2003. But the you know, the movie actually didn't age all that much. Like, I thought it was gonna, you know, seem really dated. Besides, you know, those kids with the upside down visors, you know, it didn't seem that bad. Like, they were, it wasn't like, a lot of the styles weren't obviously 2003. Like, maybe a little bit, but not that much. And it's weird to think that that movie was made 15 or so years ago, and all those kids are like old now, even though, well, not old, but, you know, old. But yeah, I don't know. I liked the movie, even though I would say that Cheaper by the Distant Two is probably shitty. That movie's just probably shitty. It's not even, like, no, maybe I should watch that one again. You know, maybe I'm too quick to judge also, but yeah, it's probably shitty. But, yeah, I know, I'd recommend it, you know, for a quick, you know, happy, you know, watch. I don't know, still jealous of that fucking family, but, you know, even though I guess having that many brothers and sisters would kind of be, but with that much money, but yeah, you know, Dad shouldn't have quit his job, you know, but he got another job which probably paid, you know, a fair bit because it was within the area, so I don't know. Also, Mama got on the bestseller lists for her book, and I think she's writing another book, so she's been making the ka-change. So yeah, everything's great with that movie. Yeah, that's my opinion. Gets a 6, gets a, you know, yeah, and you know, maybe you'll watch this movie if you watch this movie again, or if you watch this movie recently. If you have any opinions on this movie, you can comment below. And